is March 3rd, 2023. Still going on. I went down to McDonald's on 62 and then Walmart at 62. I go in looking at different things. People are walking by saying stuff. Some guys said, well, some guys already confessed about everything and that it was all him. So they can't say a word to her. What were they going to say anyway? Some stalker kicked in my door. You arrested him, right? He's on camera stalking me. You arrested him, right? He broke in and date raped, drugged you, and lied. He had sodium pentothal reports. You arrested the bastard, right? I had bruises and I was sick and throwing up. He photoshopped a shower scene in the other room to make you look weird. You arrested the sick bastard, right? Because I was sick and I had marks everywhere and almost passing out and I didn't know what was wrong with me. I'll tell you what, we used had well water, and we used bottled water for drinking and cooking. We only washed our hands and bathed in it. I even thought the well water was making me sick from just washing my hands in. I can figure out why I was throwing up, dizzy, almost passed out, and giant bruises. And if Dave's beating me in my sleep, why am I not waking up? And everybody thought I was working too hard and bruising too easy. Nobody knew what was wrong. I confronted Danny and Jen on Christmas Eve. After Eric confessed on November 18, 22, Walmart 62 by the hair salon, right in the entrance, a camera above him, and a camera in the hair salon. All the tapes before were them and not, were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to say it, my idea to do it, for all these people to turn on her, and they actually fell for it. Ha, 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 ha. Well, if it was just you, I could even, take care of it. It's that bad. And they all fell for it and still went along with it. Ha 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 ha! Jackass. Okay? November 24th, 22, Mercy Medical. The nurse taking care of me. To the lady Canton officer outside my room. We all heard that Eric make fun of us for falling for this. Nobody will say a word to her again. Well, the officer replied, well, the agent that bullied her into saying she was lying when she wasn't. I found out those men even ran experiments on her, and they need to realize how not funny this is. She better not have permanent damage because of this. And I found out that nobody's even ever said anything really bad about her before. It's actually that bad, and they need to realize how not funny this is, and nobody better be mean to her again. That was November 24th, 22, Mercy Medical. You can pull their tapes right outside my room. Okay? The whole family spoke highly of me. Mel's kids got caught staying in a legally bugged house. They were making everything up for Auntie Shell and Papa to get the house. And they're games of pretend. Like Flora said, they were games of pretend. And she was laughing about it. Sick games of pretend. So you want to arrest Melissa, right? That she going to put her name where she was just documenting me jokes. And she's just showing off for Michelle and retired Judge Pete and Will. Okay? And the kids lie, giggle, giggle, giggle. Right? Where it's just documenting me jokes, that she was part of the conspiracy of kicking in my door, stalking me, photoshopping shower scenes as asinine, and stalking tapes. Date rape, drugging is attempted murder, so that she could help embezzle money out of the witness protection program to help finance human trafficking. That she was a part of the whole big scam. You arrested the bitch, right? People aren't realizing what they're saying. Because like Officer Reinhardt in Louisville, even the FBI could not be in your home outside to protect a live case with statements. You don't realize how illegal it is. It is. It's entrapment. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life and have to speak to everyone before they start. Or it's abuse and misconduct. You can prove abuse and misconduct, it's up to 79 years. Will needs to go to jail anyways for badgering me on the phone. I talked to a Canton officer a little bit about people coming up saying stuff to me in stores. He said, keep reporting it, and we'll keep pulling tapes. It's not that big a deal, and we'll eventually get them, because they get caught on their tape and audio saying and doing things. We catch them. Keep reporting it. Won't get them. Canton officer told me that. Just keep reporting it to the police. Won't get him. Okay? So, where I called the FBI hotline, and then I was too drugged up to get out of bed because they were date rape drugging me, and I was having bruises and throwing up. And where that guy had threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle, and the Huntington banker was screaming at the lady to stay out of it when she's bragging she was getting paid to stalk me. And they walked off together after he had threatened to knife me, and I tried to tell Will what happened. Was there a camera above you? I don't know. The drugged up Karen did what she was told. The real Karen would have hung up on the bastard and called back the hotline and reported him. But the drugged up Karen did what she was told. Because even after it wears off, you're not yourself. That's where my neighbor Mike, after he got roofied in a bar, came up and told me he had a problem. He didn't know how he got home, and he didn't know he went out to the bank. He didn't know he went out to eat. He didn't know how he changed his shoes. When they let him watch the surveillance at the bar, he didn't know he told everybody he was an astronaut and people to F off and all this crazy stuff. And some girl at work, she had went out drinking with her friends, and they said all of a sudden she started acting happy, going along with everything, left with a group of people she didn't know. They raped her. She's raising somebody else's kid that she didn't know she had sex with. And she was arguing with the doctor a couple months later. She hadn't had sex with anybody. She had went drinking and woke up in a puddle of pee. They had beat her so bad she had peed herself. And she didn't even remember that. Amnesia drugs are not funny. You're sleepwalking for 4 to 6 hours. Now she's raising a baby that she didn't know she even conceived. That's how not funny this is. Okay? Now we're going to go on. Some idiot walked up. Okay. And so they can't be in my home. So you arrested the weird stalker, right? That weird guy named Eric they all been looking for years. November 24th, 21. Altman Stat Care, Maslin officer in uniform. I'm here to watch her. There's a Steve and Eric stalking her. We don't know who they are yet. And it's finally got funny after everything they did. Nothing's missable. Do you want me to tell you about Edith Oakland apartment maintenance man, December 9th, 21, 4 p.m. Somebody called him and told him all the tapes before were them and not me, and it's just a bunch of men doing crimes down here. See if somebody else will stop him. December 9th, 21. Also, by 1 p.m., a white man bald with dark eyes distributing food at the Stark County Hunger Task Force on 9th Street actually worked the case. All that we always knew the tapes before were them and not her. And so we never said a word. March 2nd to the 3rd, 21. My car's bugged. They're outside bragging with the neighbor. They're going to put 2 clips together, put her in a porn. It's not her, it's them. Don't worry about her. And then, Then they start saying, you did this, you did that. I'm like, no, I didn't. You know, my stomach bleed. I was so upset. I thought I've lived through so much, and you did what to me? Then I kept thinking, well, you put my head on somebody else's body, because if it's 2 clips together, put her in a porn, it's not her, it's them. Kind of thing, you know what I mean? And then the way that they were describing it. Because if you're not weird with yourself, and you find that disgusting, most women do. But if you touch yourself, you expose yourself, you touch yourself, it looks like you're weird. But you're not being weird. What are you doing? While you're undressing, you could be wiping, you could put feminine cream on. Or you're washing yourself. You undress, you soap, wash your front and the back of your private area. You're washing. A shower scene. That's showering, right? I walked outside. I used to smoke. She figured out what they did. Laughing at me in the dark. My car's bugged. May 12th, 22, Bubba's Restaurant. We found a tape of those boys emitting a shower scene in the other room. Because they were laughing at me that I figured out what they did. It's a shower scene of me washing everywhere. Put it in the other room so I looked like I was weird. Bastards. That's why you're not allowed to take somebody alone in their own home with cameras setting up stalking them. For like one sheriff that I'm friends with, he said you can Photoshop anything. May 26, 22, my phone's tapped. Noon in KFC, the shower scene was done on purpose to make you look weird with yourself. Now, I already got Ed. I got the guy at the Hunger Task Force that everything is dark on Photoshop. May 25th, 21, 6 p.m., Wendy's crew was talking about the church people breaking in before drugging me and telling me to say word of molester stuff. I got 2 witnesses in my phone. My one client told my 2 neighbors he heard of it and it was ridiculous. February, and that, or he couldn't be around me, it was too much for him. February 2nd, 22, Burlington Co-Factory fiasco day, because they sold a log into this. I'm in Burlington Co-Factory. Guy walks up and personally admits that he drugged me and told me to say weirdo stuff, or told me to say whatever it is. And people ran in Save-A-Lot. My one client lives on 6th Street in Canton. There's a brown house across the way. African-American man ran out and yelled it to the postman. And the postman's like, we all heard it. Okay. January 1922, Department of Disability. I'm in there with my client and a social worker. They let someone in the back and they told him I was drugged and told us to get before, and they're like, somebody needs to help her. March 24th, 22, 1:30. You framed her before? Yeah, we framed her before. Shame on you. I know. I wish we wouldn't have done it. Those people even raped her. My neighbor Amy even heard it. So, yeah. You want me to keep going? June 7th, 22 is my birthday. My one client on Turquoise Street, the split level across the house, one of the Lady Canton officers over there, and told him don't say anything to her. We already know the tapes before were them and not her, and we're looking for who actually did it. Oh, 8-9, first thing in the 8-9-21, first thing in the morning, apartment building for me, second close up fence, rented out Dave. They talked to the police a few days later. 1295 Fairlawn, middle apartment, little white lady screamed at him for doing talk to people in 21. Okay. My one client lived on Shepler Church Road in Navarre. There was a white house with the driveways bumped up next to each other. They told her March of 22, or April of 22, that everything was drugged and photoshopped. All the neighbors would come outside and say stuff that they were watching, that they knew. They told people to cut it out. They already knew all the tapes before were them and not me. They knew the whole case because they sold it. Okay. November 1822, Walmart 62, by the hair salon. The camera is and the entrance in one of the hair salon. Eric is in there confessing. All the tapes before were me and not her. It was my idea to come up with it, my idea to do it, my idea to say it. For all these people to turn on her. And they actually fell for it. Ha ha ha. Well, if it's only you, I could take care of it. I know it's that bad. They still fell for it. Ha! November 24th, 22. Mercy Medical, the nurse taking care of me to the Canton officer. Okay. We all heard that Eric made fun of us for falling for this. Nobody will say a word to her again. Well, the agent that bullied her into saying she was lying when she wasn't. I found out those men ran some experiments on her, and they need to realize how not funny this is. Nobody's ever said anything bad about her before, and she better not have permanent damage from this. And she's in there griping about it. Okay? Because November 24th, 21, 8:40 a.m., Maslin, Stack here on Wales Road. It's like a little emergency room. Maslin officer in uniform. I'm here to watch her. There's a Steve and Eric stalking her, and we don't know who they are yet. And it's finally got funny after everything they did. Nothing's admissible. Just like Officer Reinhardt. Even the FBI could not be in your home outside to protect a light case. They would go to jail. And yeah, like the Tuscarora sheriffs, you can never tell anybody not to believe somebody. And not to help them, or you go to jail for it. I looked it up. It's abuse and misconduct, and if you can prove it, it's 79 years. Badgering laws, Department of Justice, 1729. A witness, a victim, or informant, you have to take their statement if you believe it or not and follow through. If not, they yell badgering, you go to jail for it. It's obstruction, justice, and tampering with evidence. If you can prove tampering with witnesses, it can be 20. This is a business arrangement between Will, Pete, and Dave. Because the one neighbor said that he showed up at a store in Ravenna after, he had the hey, sir, my tooth. He asked all these people to help kill me, and they agreed. And they came up with a plan of kicking in my door 3 days later. I wasn't there 6 days. We didn't even have a refrigerator. We were living on the floor on a mattress. We had a few items, and we were slowly unloading that storage unit. You don't realize how empty that house was. It took us several weeks to unload everything. So where did you think them kicking in my door, and everybody knew I had giant bruises after that? I was throwing up, almost passing out in front of people, including the neighbors. And they set up button cameras that they could Photoshop shower scenes, tell you that they did it. and where I had giant bruises and throwing up, they date rape drugged me, and that I'd be in trouble for their criminal behavior. This is a business arrangement that they would play with me all summer long till I got done with the house, scare me into calling the FBI. Where Dave tried to kill me before for Katie. And that they'd make sure they'd scare me out of the jewelry in the house for Dave to get it. And then Will would steal the witness protection program money. But then he let these people abuse me, sell it like a reality show. Made more money in his financing, drug trafficking, and human trafficking like the judge in Florida. He needs to go to jail, and he's using my case as a scam. Do you know I was in Walmart 62 today? Some guy walked by and said I found a tape of them actually bashing her in the back of the head. And someone needs to do something. It's like, duh. Huh? I'll tell you what, their tapes are so altered. March 13, 21. Now, they have fake FBI badges. They got in the back of Altman Hospital where they made up that thing where they bashed me in the back of the head. They put a chip in me. They even told Dr. Alan Natinas that. And they had fake FBI badges and got in the back of Altman Hospital. And they let them in there without verifying their badges. And that was just a scam to cover up them bashing my skull in. They had people walk by with their phones, dinging, act like that. They had put like a puppy chip in me. They didn't. They just bashed my skull and left me for dead. It was just another smokescreen and a scam. Okay? They actually let him in the back of the hospital with fake badges. You know how you can get fake FBI badges? Amazon, $25. And it was just another smokescreen and a scam. My neighbor Amy said, I even heard them laugh that they drugged you and told you to say you had a chip so you'd believe it. It's that bad. They're out there laughing. They were telling everybody, and it's just a big scam. All right. So, I'm mistreated because that weird Eric is lying in Altman Hospital. Security calls me bad names, and then everybody's mean to me, so I leave and I go over to Mercy Medical. Lady comes in, no man was ever to touch her. Diplomatic immunity from the government for working this case. The nurse comes in laughing. The only thing they had you on was adjusting yourself. The guy said, that's sick. She said, no, it's really funny. She goes straight down. She said, she just simply wiped off some water with clothes on. That's all she did. They didn't have anything else. He said, that's sick. She said, no, it's actually extremely funny. They didn't have anything else. Because her version, I was never weird with myself. No drug confessions. No exposing yourself. No nothing. Was straight down. Beat that. That's why they said they already knew. They had, and Danny and Jen, I confronted them on Christmas Eve. Did you know where they kicked in my door? Yeah, on the 6th day. Did you know they set up on camera stalking me? No. Did you know where I had giant bruises everywhere? Lemon, orange sized grapefruit bruises? Yeah. Did you know they were date rape drugging me and beating me under drugs? No. I said, did you know they photoshopped a shower scene in the other room to make me look weird? No. I said, I told him about Eric confessing and them IDing him as a stalker, that he was stalking Dave and I, and he was breaking in and date rape drugging me and beating me, and that he was set up cameras photoshopping shower scenes. Did you know that? No. My grandkids came out of the room, gave me a hug, and said, Grandma, is that what's going on? They didn't know. Because you know what? Otherwise, that would make them an accessory to having somebody stalked and almost murdered and kidnapped in their home. Photoshopping a shower scene is asinine and a mean girl thing. Some guy was complaining in Walmart. That one guy running around telling everybody what they did. He's like that one guy's kid that her dad had to watch up in, at his factory. He couldn't keep his mouth shut. Yeah, Eric's been running around laughing at everybody for falling for this. See, my kids knew nothing. They lied on them if they had an attorney, so they'll go to jail. They knew nothing, because that would make them an accessory to stalking and kidnapping and attempted murder in the intent to embezzle out of the witness protection program to human traffic. There's a lot of charges in life and federal. I'm going to upload this.